Hey, how you guys doing today? Before I get everything started with my usual spiel, let me know down in the comments whether or not the audio and video is okay. There was kind of an iffy connection today, so I'm kind of curious one way or the other. With that said, happy Easter. I hope you guys had a fantastic Easter Sunday. I was not live last week because I thought, you know what? I'm going to get out of town a little bit, go out and play. And Easter is more of a family holiday where you're pretty much going to spend the whole day doing stuff because the weather's right. For those who don't know and are new here, or maybe new here, my name is Sean in Alaska. Welcome to the live stream. We run about an hour long, and I like to say hello to as many people as I can, meaning everybody. And I like to read every comment that you have for me. If you have a question, do me a favor, and if I miss it the first time, ask it again. I try and stay pretty current with the comments. With that said, oh, good. Rich says 5x5. Thumbs up. Everything looks good. Awesome. If I miss your comment, do me a favor and put it in caps the next time. And then that way it'll jump right out at me. By all means, chat with everybody else. If somebody asks a question and one of you guys have an answer for the question, please do me a favor and answer it to the best of your ability, because I'm like not an expert at everything. I'm kind of mediocre on many things. Oh, and the reason why it's kind of a little different this time is because I think the TV actually did go out, the 32-inch monitor. I've had that for a few years. I can't get the screen to come back up. So now I've got this set up on top of my little TV table, on top of my dishwashing bucket, on top of my seed starting tray and another seed starting tray to get it up this high so that we could do that. And I had to bring this in from outside. This is my little table that goes next to my chair by the campfire so that I can operate the mouse while we're here. Anyway, man, how are you guys doing? I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope your Easter was fantastic. Jump back in here. Rich Wells, first commenter that I saw. Welcome, Rich. Good to see you. Julie Cleary, good to see you as well. Built on the Rock Homestead is here. Arthur Fiala, this is awesome, right? So Arthur's going to be up here Friday, right? In Alaska. You bought some property up here, I believe, in my neighborhood, Arthur, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, hooking up with you, and definitely to do something for dinner. Definitely. But you're not going to be able to help me do any building because I still have too much snow. But that doesn't make any difference. We'll go out and do something anyway. We'll get together and have a steak or something. Rich Wells again. Woolly Rhino Adventures. Jim arrived in Alaska about a week ago, right, Jim? And he's got a cabin up here. And I guess the deadline is still out there as to whether or not when or if Jim will ever leave Alaska. Oh, scrolling through, Rich. Ali G, good to see you. Awesome you can make it today. 67 Rebel. Is that Staff Sergeant? SST or just SST AMC? Good to have you here. Glad you can make it. Built on the Rock. Elizabeth Rojas, good to see you. Glad you can make it. From the Philippines, Charles and Annalyn checking in. Awesome to see you guys. I need an update on your cabin, by the way, or on your house. I got the pictures the last time. I need to see more pictures. Navy Dave's videos. Navy Dave is building a cabin on the east coast of the United States, the northeast of the United States. Getting ready to put a driveway in, Navy Dave. Awesome. Good to see you. Cabin Dweller, Stacy. Share your channel for me, Stacy. And moderators, while you're in here, feel free to share whatever channels you'd like. Pretty much everybody that hangs out here with me on a live chat has got a channel that I watch pretty much as often as I can. And it might be something that interests you. Don't feel obligated that you have to do anything just because they're showing channels. Check them out. If it's something that you're interested in, by all means, do me a favor and follow them, because that's what we do here, right? We create videos so you guys can watch them, enjoy them, and have fun. Carol L., good to see you. Miss Karen, I have something coming up for you. It's not going to be this week, but it's coming up in the next week or two. and you're going to be very excited. And I'm going to have to find a way to send you many pictures that I can't send you the way that we've been sending them back and forth. So let me look into that, but you're going to like a video I have coming up. Maybe Dave, Charles, Michigan Daffodil, good to see you. Awesome to have you here. Liz Weekly, glad you could make it as well. It's going good. It's going good. The cabin is starting. It is. Not the cabin, but parts of the cabin are starting right now. And you'll find out more about that very, very soon. All these little nuance, all these little secret things. That you guys get the secrets. And I'll give you a secret here in a minute because you guys showed up for the live, so you'll hear about it early. Amy Broussard, good to have you here, Amy. Awesome to see you. Another great channel. Looking cold still up there. 54 degrees, Amy, and that is beautiful, beautiful weather. I get outside and do stuff in that. The snow is melting super fast. Last night, I don't think we went below freezing. That's like 3 or 4 days this week that we didn't go below freezing. So it's going fast and it's warming up. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. This guy, Scotty, and I've known Scotty for years, grew up in the same area. Scotty came from the same area I did in California. Has been making some awesome burger videos, some cool burger videos, some stuff that you may want to try if you are a fan of cheeseburgers like I am. Henry Leslie, Vermont, glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. Rebel Canners, glad you can make it. Brother Sean, North Shore Preparedness, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Grace Martin, glad you can join me. Madhu Nanda, yeah, there I got it right again. Madhu Nanda, glad you can make it. Greetings in LA from Alaska. Cozy Corner Cabin, glad you could join as well. Bunch of hellos going back and forth. Again, if I miss your comment, guys, do me a favor and just leave it again. If I didn't say hello to you, leave me a comment and I'll jump back in again. JD from SC. JD, I hope you and Rhonda are doing incredibly well this weekend. Good to see you, my friend. Very busy week here. That's because it's already spring here. Rub it in, Amy. Go ahead, rub it in. I see how you are. The Daily Prepper, good to see you, my friend. Glad you could make it. I think I'm catching up. Wendy Benjamin, you're in the house. Thank you for joining me, Wendy. Looks like I am almost there. I'm getting close. I'm flying through here. Liz, Amy. Burger videos, right? Yeah, right, Stacy? Scotty makes some great burger videos. Scotty makes some. He ground up ribeyes in his kitchen by hand and made ribeye cheeseburgers. I mean, I like a good ribeye, but a ribeye cheeseburger? Oh, come on. I am just about all caught up. Fat Man Prepper. There you are, my friend. And now I think I'm caught up. 4 p.m. in Arizona and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. Okay, so for those of you that saw the video this week, I started out saying it was not the video I had intended to make. I had actually made more progress by the time I put that video out, but I really wanted to put it out there. And I want to say right now, if anybody that has given me a suggestion or advice or a possible solution on something took that personally, do not at all. Please keep the suggestions coming. Keep the ideas coming. I am more than open to every suggestion and idea that I could get, but I had to get myself back on track mentally because it was kind of escaping from me. You know, you've been saving a bunch of money for a bunch of years, and you're getting ready to do a huge project. It's going to be more cash out of your pocket than you've probably ever done before. And I was kind of drifting. I was kind of getting lost there. So it was really important for me to get focused again. That said, and we've discussed this in previous lives, as the build gets going, there's going to be a lot of information. And it seems to me that 30 minutes and occasionally a longer video is fine. But with everything that's going to be happening to keep you guys updated in progress on what's going on, it's going to probably be more videos per week. Just watch your notifications for Tuesday. Watch your notifications for Tuesday this week. And I need to get into that routine of starting to practice it so that I can edit one and have it ready and edit the next one and have it ready. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to toy around with that, and you're going to have a couple of videos a week. And the first one that you're going to have is the start. If you have clicked that little bell to notifications all, you'll be notified of a video that will show you an incredible gift that one of the viewers of the channel gave me. And I'm finalizing that, putting it together, getting it all ready to go. And B, you will see me do the first stupid mistake on this entire cabin build. And that will you'll find out about that Tuesday if you have the bell rung for notifications for all. Scroll back up here again. Where was I? Karen, so excited to see what's coming up. Definitely, right? You're gonna like it. Trust me. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You probably know what it is, but you're gonna love it. Best ribeye steak this week. I could eat those daily, right? I know. I had 3 this week, and the reason why I had 3 is because if you notice, right up here above me, my freezer door is open on my refrigerator, and that's because the refrigerator and freezer in the trailer gave up the ghost. It's done. It's toast. I think it's just the thermocouple. So I need to get out after the live here. I'm going to get out in the back and take a picture of it and go to the local RV store and see if they don't have a replacement part for it. And I'll see if that works. And if not, I'm going to have to come up with a different solution for refrigeration. But I had a couple of ribeyes in the freezer. I had some chicken too, but the ribeyes I ate. The chicken got lost. So yeah, I love ribeyes. Huge fan of ribeye steaks myself. Scroll back through here. I love hearing you talk your way through and explain what you're doing, what you're getting. Exactly. And so for anybody who's ever done anything, and I'd be curious if any of you guys do this, if you're planning on doing something, you find yourself setting up the plan in your head and then maybe varying from that plan a little bit and having to pull yourself back into it, because that's what was happening. I saw myself going to the right, like basically hitting the shoulder, and all of a sudden I started hearing those bump on the shoulder, on the road of the shoulder, and my mind said, you need to get back into the center. So that's what that was about, more than anything else. Rhonda says, what date is my birthday next month? May 17th. My birthday is on May 17th. I was born in 1962. So this birthday, this old man turns 60 years old. And you know what? I don't feel a day over 65 right now. Some days I feel 68. I'm offended you don't want to drive to Texas and haul rocks back home to build a stone cabin. I'm telling you right now, built on the rock. If I didn't have to go through the hoops and jumps that I'd have to go through to get through Canada, I'd be there next week, man. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canada. No, really. Scotty, what size windows am I installing? I'll tell you right now, because right next to me is the plan, because I'm using it for the mouse. And it looks like it is 1, 2. So they're going to be 3 foot, probably 3 foot by 4 foot or 3 foot by 3 foot for the most part. Nothing super fancy. It is just a small cabin, right? It's just a 20 by 24 cabin. So that's what I'm looking at. Do I have a video on making pasta from scratch? I'm starting to do research and rather watch people I know. I don't. I've made it from scratch, but I don't have a video on it. Actually, all of my pasta making stuff is still in the original motorhome that I moved up here in, parked over in storage at my buddy's mother-in-law's house. And there was only so much I could bring in here, and I have not made pasta since I've been in Alaska. But it's super easy and super fun to do. Get yourself, I will tell you that besides the pasta machine, the pasta cutter, roller cutter, get yourself a nice drying rack, because pasta is wet when you make it, and if you can get yourself, Leah's in here all the time. Sunshine showed me some pictures of a rack that she's got, and it's a nice stainless steel rack with arms that move all the way up, so that you can hang it over, move it, hang it over, move it, and you can stack a lot of pasta on that thing. So get yourself a pasta drying rack before you start. Oh, man. Yep, okay, I answered that. It died. He's dead, Jim. Little Star Trek reference there. Kathy, North Star Prepstead, another great channel. Sean Alaska, first stupid mistake. Had north and south mixed up with the sun not setting. Not yet. And if you guys saw the post that I put on the community tab every day, I like to share some of the, besides just some of the pictures of what I'm doing, or pictures I've taken, some of the stuff that's happening in Alaska. So officially on the 21st of April this month, we will still hit astronomical twilight, so we'll have a sunrise and a sunset, but we will not hit, I guess, astronomical darkness, true darkness again in Alaska, my part of Alaska, until August 25th. So last night I went to bed. It was late. It was like 10:30 at night, and the sun was still shining. I mean, it was still, you could walk outside, sit down, and read a newspaper without a light. This morning when I woke up at about 5:15, I slept in a little bit this morning. You could see perfectly outside again. So yeah, we're at the point now where there's much more daylight than there is darkness. Elizabeth Rojas says, you're very passionate about your build. At the end of the day, you got to do it your way. Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think that that's true for everybody, right? If you're really, really passionate about something, you have to do it your way. But at the same time, any bit of advice or suggestions or help that gets offered, I will accept it. And when I get to a part in the build, and I'm sure there's going to be multiple times when I get to parts in the build where I'm not really confident, I will definitely go to experts. And thankfully, I have a lot of viewers that have done this or do this now for a living, and some close personal friends that build for a living as well. So I know I can pick up the phone. I know I could buy Ward a beer, and he'd be over here in a heartbeat to give me a hand to make sure that I stayed where I needed to be with the build to keep it safe. Destiny Fitzgerald, glad you could make it. Awesome to see you here. And again, I'm scrolling through here quick because every time I stop to talk, I get behind in the comments. So if you asked a question and I skip over it, ask it again. Don't worry about it. If I've already answered it, I just won't answer it again, or I'll tell you I got that. Oh, really? You'll be 60 July 13th. Very cool. All the great people were born in 1962, right, JD? Henry Leslie, Vermont, if you're still here, have a great night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Karen, the ladies are doing fantastic. Almost all of the snow, and this kind of drives me nuts because their run is. I'll do an update on them in a couple of weeks. But I built their run in the middle of all the trees, so they had the snow there on the ground, and it was pretty piled up. Almost all the snow in their run is gone, but it's not gone where I need to build a cabin. So they're out scratching and having a blast all day long. Usually by the time I get up in the morning on my day up, like this morning I got up, I poked my head outside, they were already out. And last night, I think they were probably in the coop again at 10 o'clock at night. So they're doing great. Laying lots of eggs, lots and lots of eggs. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Awesome. Stainless steel pasta drying rack. Very cool. I love pasta, but I'm not really a super big fan of red sauce. So I don't care for spaghetti. And I think we talked about that before. Not the first day, but I love it fried in the cast iron skillet the second day. Leftovers, just yummy. Oh, there she is. Sunshine. Sorry I'm late. Out picking up trash. Things I hate about spring. I know. I have to police my area too. I was talking about your stainless steel, I think it was stainless steel, the pasta drying rack that you sent me a picture of, or it was in the background when you sent me the picture of the pasta you were making with the eggs, because Amy Broussard wanted a pasta recipe. So maybe Amy and Sunshine, you guys should hook up, because Sunshine makes pasta all the time. And hers looked beautiful. It looked gorgeous. All right, I didn't see that one. By Soldatna. That's me. And Rich, you're not by Soldatna. So if I missed the other half of that, let me know what it was. Oh my gosh. Grace Morton is celebrating her 61st birthday today. Well, Grace, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grace. Happy birthday to you from me in Alaska. Joe Montano, glad you can make it, my friend. Good to have you here. Got busy doing a side project, right? It's that time of year. It is that time of the year where we're all doing side projects. Nice. You'll love it. Once you start making it yourself, you'll never want to buy it. It's so much better. It's so much better. Pasta and Alfredo sauce. Alfredo sauce is one of my favorites. A good garlic Alfredo, yum, 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 yum. There's pasta with Alfredo sauce or garlic butter sauce, cheese, bacon, etc. Yes, I do appreciate those. So fettuccine carbonara is pasta with bacon in it. Anything with bacon in it is good. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. I've made that. I've made a couple of videos of me making pasta dishes, but just not the pasta. It is so delicious. David Dave, nice video today with my drone from the main route, then onto my road and onto my land. It looked cool until I crashed it into a tree. Oh no! My biggest fear of flying the drone, because I went out. The first one I bought was a little pricey, is crashing it, and luckily I have not yet. Nothing drastic. I did crash it into some trees into the snow, and then had to trudge through the snow in the kilt. And the snow was deeper than I expected it to be, and it was a tad chillier than I expected it to be. Burr. But yeah, haven't damaged mine yet. I need a thermocouple, and it's in Anchorage. I can meet you halfway with it. Oh, awesome. You know, we have an RV place down here, and I got to imagine an RV parts store down here, and I got to imagine that they probably have it. And the only reason why I say that is because you know what happens in July, right? Every RV in the state comes en masse down here, and they all go fishing. So hopefully they'll have it. Keep my fingers crossed, but I'll find out tomorrow when I get off of work. But if not, definitely I'll let you know. The Daily Prepper was asking, oh, we're in Alaska. There we go. Thank you very much for that, Amy. I appreciate that. You know what? I don't know if I did this or not. Hide that first. Oh, I can't do that here. I was just I don't know if you're moderated or not, because I'm looking at the StreamYard screen, and if you're not, let me know, and then what I'll do is when we're done with this, I'll definitely make sure you and Brett have mod status in here. I am located on the Kenai Peninsula, kind of the central Kenai Peninsula, which is south of Anchorage, between Anchorage and Homer, Alaska. So if you look at a map of Alaska, and I probably should just have like a map of Alaska behind me, you'll see Anchorage is at the very top of the Cook Inlet. And if you look to the right and you follow that down, on the far right, the other body of water there, you'll see Seward. Well, the strip of land that comes down and swells up below that is the Kenai Peninsula, and I am in the town of, or outside of the town of Soldotna. Liz just had shrimp Alfredo last night. Awesome, very cool. How come we always end up talking about food? Marcus, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Awesome to see you. There's Ward. Ward! I didn't answer your phone call the other day because I was talking to North Shore Preparedness on the phone, and I was calling him in Canada. So, yeah, that's why I didn't answer. I was actually on the phone using it. Jolie! Still waiting for the new IT breakfast meals. Grits were fun. Time for you to try something new so we can get the trial and error out of the way. I have to make some grits. I haven't really cooked breakfast in the last couple of weeks. I had some ground sausage, so I made, and some English muffins, so I just kind of made egg McMuffin sandwiches for a couple of days on the weekends. But yeah, I have to get back into cooking breakfast. I almost did this morning, but I had to run to town and do laundry, even though I'm switching that to Thursday, so I don't have to keep going to town to do laundry on my days off. And I'll free up more of the weekend time, which is going to be the main time I have for long parts of the build. Will be Saturday and Sunday, obviously, because those are my days off. So, the Daily Prepper. I'm driving from Arizona to Alaska. Any suggestions to make the trip go smoother? Yeah, there'll be a point. Bring music. Okay, so if you like to listen to music, or if you like to listen to the radio, or if you are an audiobook person, whatever you need for that stimulation while you're driving, for me, it's audiobooks, you'll want to bring it with you, because you'll get to a certain point going through Canada quite often, and then the further north as you go, where there is nothing on the radio. Same thing with Alaska. Once you get into Alaska, you'll have nothing. You'll have zero radio reception. So there's no extra noise to keep your mind occupied while you're driving. So definitely bring something with you. And always, when you're going to make any long trips, extra water, extra snacks, that kind of stuff. You won't, if you're coming up, I imagine you're coming up in the summer. You won't run into any life-threatening cold weather, more than likely, but have rain gear and stuff handy. You'll probably need it. Oh, here you go. Sunshine's got a recipe right here. Awesome. Very cool. Jerry, Canadian, good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it. Patriot Wife, glad you could join us today. Thank you for popping in. It is. It is open. It's open, and so is the refrigerator door because it's broken and it doesn't work. So it's open so it doesn't stink inside. So I don't have to spend $30 on ungodly amounts of baking soda to get it to stop smelling. So I leave it open, let it dry out, and then that way it won't build up any mildew or anything in there. And I still have stuff in there, right? I still have garlic, pickles, olives, stuff that's in jars that really doesn't have to be refrigerated. So it's just a storage box for right now. Eves, glad you could make it. Awesome to have you here today. Lisa K, glad you could pop in. Awesome to see you. I'm going to try and catch up here again. Exactly, Grace. And if you look at the difference, and I love prosciutto, and I'm going to go off on a food tangent here, but if you look at the difference in cost between prosciutto and bacon, I'm going to go with bacon. Here's what I do with prosciutto. And I should do this in a video so you guys can all see it, but I'm going to tell you how because it's super simple. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get some extremely thinly sliced good prosciutto. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, prosciutto is a very salty Italian ham, okay? You take that thinly sliced prosciutto and you wrap it around large shrimp, okay? And then you stick those on a skewer like a shish kebab kind of thing. And then in a pot on the stove, you warm up butter and garlic and make yourself a nice garlic butter out of it. And then brush the prosciutto wrapped shrimp with that garlic butter, put it on the grill. It takes almost no time at all to cook. One flip. When it's done, it is one of the most delicious things you will ever eat. I like to use the really thin prosciutto for it, so the ham kind of gets a little crispness on the edges outside. Yummy, super yummy. There was my food tangent. Oh, gotta catch up here. Oh, very cool. Honeybee hives. I've thought about that, but I don't like bees. I don't know. Who knows? Down the road, there may be something I'll do along those lines. I got hooked up on watching these flow hive videos, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that the bees made their honey in this hive, and basically you just go to the back and turn the knob, crack it open, and the honey flowed into the jar. And I thought that was super cool. So who knows? If I ever did it, though, I'd get one of those. Stacy, take your time and enjoy the views, Prepper. Exactly. It's a long trip. I've driven it twice now, both times up. I've never driven back. It is beautiful. It is phenomenal. You're going to get whiplash because you're going to be looking at everything left and right so fast. It's a gorgeous drive. My friends, Aaron and Anissa, Countryside Acres. That's okay. You guys are never late when you get here. It's right on time. Good to see you, my friends. Awesome, awesome, awesome to see the videos you guys have been putting out lately. These guys are video making machines. And while I talk about living off grid in this trailer on this property, trying to build a place, they do it with kids. So if you have not checked out Countryside Acres, you need to. They are incredible, incredible people, and they put out great videos. All of it. There's no sugarcoating it. All of it is as it happens. I love that stuff. Oh, you're coming up next week, Daily Prepper? Good. Very cool. Yeah, you're gonna. It's a beautiful drive. You will hit some snow, I would imagine, on the way up, but it shouldn't be bad. Spring snows are never really that bad up here. Again, if I miss your comment, guys, I'm kind of flying through to catch up again because I keep going off on tangents. By all means, do it again. Do the prosciutto thing in the barbecue with water. I haven't used water chestnuts. That's not a bad idea. That sounds yummy. I do like water chestnuts, but I've never tried that before. That sounds good, though. I'll have to give that a try. Karen, I don't like bees, But I love me some honey with, oh, right? I, when I'm eating biscuits, cornbread, it's always butter. When I make homemade cornbread, all I want on top of that, while it's still hot, is butter. But when I eat biscuits, 9 times out of 10, the only thing I want on that is honey. I love honey on biscuits. Just yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, I haven't done that, Rich. I would like to. I would like to experience that. I think I'd like to take the ferry up here somewhere at least once, because I think that would be a really fun trip to do. I only tell the truth, right? I only call it as I see it. It's the truth. You guys are awesome. Love watching your videos. Love your family. Just fantastic people. The Daily Prepper is asking what ferry. So in Alaska, we have what we call the Marine Highway System. So only the main central part of Alaska is connected via road. So that means basically the corridor from the Yukon Territory, Fairbanks, down through Anchorage, and down to to Seward, Whittier, and the Kenai Peninsula. So that is the only real road system that we have in the state of Alaska. Well, Palmer and Wasilla off to the edge of Anchorage. So to get to the other communities, to get to Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Sitka, to get to those, Kodiak, to get to those areas, you need to take what we call the ferry, which is part of the Alaska Marine Highway System. It actually starts out of Bellingham, I think, Washington. So we'll get a lot of people that will bring their cars on the ferries, sleep in their vehicles, or you can rent a stateroom, and then travel all the way up here to Alaska via the Inside Passage, and then to wherever their destination is going to be in Alaska. So that's the ferry we're talking about. It's part of the. If you want to find out more about it, look up Alaska Marine Highway System, and you'll find out a bunch of information about it. And it operates heavier, obviously, during the summer when we have the tourists here, but it operates year-round for many communities. Yeah, Jim just drove up here. Finished the trip from Kansas City. The worst thing was to drive all day, every day. you know, and I should say with that too, give yourself time. So the first time I drove up here was in 1998, and it was after Thanksgiving, so it was cold, and it was an incredible adventure and a miserable drive because my heater went out right about Teslin in the Yukon Territory. So I was very, very cold from that point to my destination, which was Fairbanks at the time. The second time I drove up, this last time when I moved up here for good, I said to myself, I'm going to slow down. So I purposely made sure that I did not drive generally more than 350 miles a day so that I could take my time and see where I was. And it took me 7 days to get up here from the north central part of California, and it was worth it. So if you can make it take a little longer, that's even better. Because there's so much to see. It's so beautiful. Even the other states that you're going to cross through, you're going to see territory you've never seen. There might be limits. Jim, you could chime in on this at Woolly Rhino Adventures on how long you're actually allowed to be in Canada driving through there. I don't know how strict they are with that right now, but see everything you can see and take every minute you can for the trip. Sean, now I've learned how to make a good biscuit to go with the. You have to learn how to make it. I'll do a biscuit video because I make pretty good biscuits. I'll make a biscuit video. Oh, thank you very much. And Kathy pops it up. The link for the Alaska Marine Highway System. Very cool. Jim says, the other thing is I don't listen to anything when I drive long distances. I do. Because if I don't, I have a tendency to all of a sudden go like this and shake my head and not remember the last hour and a half I drove. I'll get into a zone and I drove for a living, and that was an issue for me. And music won't keep me awake anymore, but a good audiobook keeps my mind going, and I'm waiting for the next thing to happen, so I stay sharp and alert on the drive. So I definitely do listen to something when I drive. Rokan Matana, glad to see you. That's okay. Getting in late doesn't matter. Getting in is all that matters, man. Getting to see you on Sunday, I look forward to it. Thank you for joining me. I thought you could sleep in like RVs and stuff on the ferry. I know they used to. If you can't, that'd be. I mean, I've seen pictures of people pitching their tents on the ferry and sleeping in tents on the ferry. So that's news to me, unless they change that rule. I don't think you do. Um, I don't think you need the passport unless you were to leave on um, another, unless you were to leave when it hit a port in Canada. And I don't know if it hits a port in Canada or not. So if it doesn't hit a foreign port, I don't think you need one because you're on an American vessel going from an American territory to an American territory. So you could ask that question or just check out the website, and they probably have a Q&A page where you can see the answer to that one. I've never done it, so I'm not an expert on it. Right? Yeah. It'd take you 2 weeks from Minnesota. It would be, Amy. It would be an extremely long drive for you. It would be. And you'd be cold and miserable the whole way. You would. We could be 80 degrees and you'd be like, oh, I can't believe how cold it is. You'd be, Brett, give me a sweater. Wow. Now that's a drive, right? From Florida to Prudhoe Bay and back. I don't think that there is a longer stretch of road than that right there. And still being in the United States when you do that. It might be from maybe Southern California all the way to the eastern coast of Canada. There might be a longer road there, but there's not one in the United States. I'm looking forward to starting building. Well, I've started some stuff on it, but I'm looking forward to it too. Trust me. I just need I need the rest of the snow to be gone, and quite a bit of it's gone now. And I need the ground to dry out so that I can dig those sonotubes. And once those sonotubes are in, I'm gone, man. I'm going. Bellingham to Whittier route is not running until August. Ships. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have. They have obviously issues with transportation, just like everywhere else. 20 hours in a plane. Wow, it's like going to Australia. Oh wait, that's right. You're in the Philippines. Destiny says driving to Ontario, 3 days minimum trip to house sit. Oh gosh, well have a good trip. Good luck. Rich says, I came up in August 2014. You, 2 dogs, your truck, and 2 bunk berth for $2,500. You see, and the only problem I have with that is, well, that's a beautiful drive because I looked at it originally when I was coming up here, and my daughter has looked at it my youngest one, Ashley, to possibly move up here. I don't get to see anything, and I could almost drive that distance for that same price, where I would get the bonus of getting to see everything. So for me, price was an issue why I didn't take the marine system. Okay, awesome. Contumax Caninus. I think I got it that time. No passport necessary. Awesome. Thank you for that. Rich, Sean, Alaska can set up a tent on the enclosed deck that's heated. Oh, okay, cool. No stops in Canada, no passport needed, Jim says. Awesome. He obviously knows more about this than I do because he's looked into it. I looked as far as the price and I went, yeah, I'm not interested. With me, that's a lot of what I do, right? I'm all, oh, that looks kind of cool. How much does it cost? Yeah, never mind. No sleeping in the car. The deck is allowed. Okay. I wonder why they want you. Well, I guess maybe the cars are separate. Again, I don't know. I've never been on one. Break out the flamethrower. You have no idea how much I wish I had one right now. Kathy's asking, did I get the flamethrower yet to get rid of the snow? $45 will get you ahead on your build. Thaw the ground too. It might thaw the first couple of inches, but it's not thawing down deep. And the way that I know that the ground is actually done, has thawed, is all the water that I have sitting in puddles and pools around the build site. I'll come home one day and it'll all be gone. And when I see that, I'm like, cool, that means the ground is ready too. What's for dinner at my house tonight? Tonight, I'm going to do kind of my take on an Italian salad. I've got some fresh greens. I've got some salami, some cheddar cheese, some Parmesan cheese. I've got an avocado. And I'm just going to cut all that stuff up and make a huge garden salad and eat it outside tonight and make the chickens watch me eat. That's my big dinner plans for the evening. 4 city days, nice, right? Yeah, no worries of breaking down. There is that. So there's no adventure? You would, Amy. You would be. But I'll tell you what, when you saw it, you'd be like, I don't want to leave because it's that beautiful. It's that beautiful up here. Countdown's begun for us. You moved from Texas to Talkeetna in 7 weeks. Wow. Moving on an 18-foot camper while we build. Awesome. That is a chilly area, but Talkeetna is a cool little town. And you are going to be in the shadow of the mountain itself, Denali. The largest mountain on the North American continent it's Denali, and it's just huge. Scotty Snow is gone. Just a few piles left. Okay, cool. The Jewish Redneck Prepper. Awesome. Glad you could make it. Good to see you. Shalom, my friend. Glad you could be here. That's going to be an exciting trip, Patriot Wife. That's going to be crazy exciting. And that's a beautiful, beautiful area. I am a huge fan of that area. And I think that when I'm done doing what I'm doing here, I might be wanting to do this again with logs. And if that happens, that's the area I'll probably look. Either there or Glen Allen, because Glen Allen is another beautiful part of the state. Amy, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Give Brett my best. Awesome to have you here. Right? It is that beautiful. It's crazy. Ward, you'll be up after your nap? I'll be here, man. What else? Anybody else got any questions here this evening? How long have we been on for? Oh, we still got 15 minutes going on. Bettina, good to see you. Me and my husband moved from New York to Alaska 5 years ago. I can say it was the best move ever. It's so incredible here. I mean, and I think I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. You will know in your first year if it's right for you or not. And you can't really say that about any other place you live, right? After your first full year, winter included, in Alaska, one of two things will happen. You will want to leave, or you will never get it out of your blood again. You will, even if you leave after that, you will be so in love with the place that you will always think about it. You will always want to be back here. It's the only place I've ever lived that's been like that. Yes, Anchorage. I'm not slamming anybody who lives in Anchorage, but I didn't move to Alaska to live in a city, and Anchorage is a city. And I just, the only thing I like about Anchorage is it allows me to get from point A to point, it allows me to get through it to get to where I want to see. Not a huge fan of Anchorage at all. The people are fine, but it's a city, and I'm not a city guy. Jim says on his drive through Canada, there were no restrictions because you're fully vaxxed. Okay, cool. Yeah. Do they, Jim? I don't even know. Will they? And Stacy, if you're still in here, if you're not vaccinated, can you drive through Canada this year? Because I know last year they changed the rule and let people come up that weren't, but you couldn't stop other than to fuel for gas or sleep for the night. So they didn't want you hanging around other people. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too far, but I'm curious if that status is still allowed or not. Have I have my materials delivered yet? No. Right now, for what I'm doing, I'm picking up what I need as I need it. And it probably cost me just a little bit more for the first project that I'm doing, but it won't be that much more. And then I'll put in an order for, basically I'm going to put in an order for the subfloor, the framing lumber, and the roofing lumber all at once when I get ready to do that. But the price right now actually has gone down on lumber in the last week or two, so I was pretty happy about that. So right now I'm just picking it up as I need it. Yes, I'm getting, on May 5th, I'm picking up 12 new chicks, and those are black Australorps. So the ones I have now are Rhode Island Reds, and I'm getting black Australorps to see how they do. Obviously, they wouldn't sell them in Alaska from the feed store that I'm buying them from if they didn't do well in Alaska, but they're also a dual-purpose bird, a little bit bigger bird. So I'm looking down the road for when they quit laying. But right now I'm going through eggs so fast with people that want to buy them that I went ahead and ordered another dozen to get the flock bigger. And I can house up to 25 birds in that coop. That's about the limit. And if it keeps going well, I'll probably look at building a bigger coop down the road as well, and a more improved run for them. But that won't happen this year. Bettina, we first lived in Nome, but now in Southeast. Okay, very cool. Nome's neat. I would like to see Nome. I would like to go to Nome. Right, Jerry? Yep, exactly. Cities suck. No offense to anybody who lives in one. I was born in San Francisco, grew up in cities my entire life, but I didn't move here for that. Now, let's be fair though, right, Be Charming? The mountains around Anchorage are gorgeous. When you look at that city from the air as you're landing in it in an airplane, and you see this massive city and those snow-covered mountains all around it, that's a beautiful sight. But then once you get off the plane, you're just in the city again. When is the cameras turned on for the Eagle's Nest in Alaska? Does anyone know? I don't know, but I'll take a look when we get done here. I'll look this week, and I'll keep you updated, Karen. I'll post it on the community tab when the live Eagle Cam from Kenai is up. And Jim, if you would keep an eye on that too, I'm sure you're familiar with that. But as soon as I see that it's up, I'll post a link on the community tab so you guys can check it out. It's very cool. Okay, nice. Very cool. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Fat Man says you can travel through Canada without being vaxxed. Same rules as last year. Okay, thank you very much, Fat Man. Much appreciated. Awesome. You tried to answer this and it got deleted. Yeah, I try and stay away from the taboo subject. So I just want to. That was an informational thing. YouTube, if you're watching, people were asking a question and I was trying to find the answer. So it's about traveling through and making sure we follow rules. How are the onions coming along? Don't forget, once they're up, to add a fan to the area to help strengthen them. Mine are growing good. They're all popping up. I just pulled the lid off, as a matter of fact, of the 72 cell starter, and it's still too cold to bring them outside. I can't really operate a fan, so basically every once in a while I'm walking by and I'm waving paper at them and making a move. Okay, if you're not vaccinated, you have to have a negative test within 72 hours. No discretionary travel. Right, exactly. So same as last year. Okay, that's what I thought. Same as last year. Very cool. Have I explored anything to the east, Northwest Territories? Not me. I haven't. All I've seen of Canada is what you see when you drive to Alaska. So British Columbia and the Yukon Territory, I think, is, BC and the Yukon Territory is all I got to see. I have to think back. I don't think I crossed into a third province, and if I did, I'm sorry for leaving you guys out. Back to Country Homestead. Awesome to see you. Glad you can make it in here. Okay. Thank you, Sunshine. Much appreciated. Whatever makes you smile. South Colorado Stetter. Glad you could jump in. Awesome to see you, my friend. Little homestead by the beach. Glad you could pop in. Awesome. Patriot, we're wondering if we should buy ATVs before we move. We were told there's a long waiting list to purchase them and snow machines. I don't own either, but I will tell you that Bill, the Lone Moose, bought his in Texas, and he's bringing his up with him. So if you have the ability to haul it up, I will tell you you'll get a much better price in the lower 48 than you will get in Alaska. It'll be much cheaper there to buy it and then bring it up. We do sell lots of them. I don't know about waiting lists, to be honest, at all. But you can call a couple of shops up here and ask, right? Call in Anchorage. Call a couple of the dealerships in Anchorage and find out if there is a waiting list, and maybe even get a ballpark price from them. Tell them you're looking at buying one. Don't tell them you're out of state yet, and then compare that with the price that you're going to get in the lower 48. But I think it'll be cheaper down where you are now if you have the ability to haul it. Chickens didn't freeze to death. They did really well. I'm going to do an update on that because I was impressed at how well they did. Right? I'm with you there, Built on the Rock. I am very happy I live in the boonies. I drive to a town every day for work, and sometimes it's too busy. In July, it's always busy. Apartment Prepper, glad you could jump in. Kristen Crowns, nice to see you as well. Planning a cruise to Alaska in 2024. That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. Northern Girl Hobbies, evening. Glad you could pop in. What else do we have here? Oh, be out of here, Liz. Have yourself a fantastic week. Glad you could pop in today. Good to see you. Dude, your missus is a saint. The woman made you those huge chocolate chip cookies. She knitted you that incredible sweater. If she stubbed her toe, I think you need to take her to dinner. I think you need to wait on her hand and foot for like the next 3 or 4 days. That's only fair, right? It's only fair. Oh no! Ouch! 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 I've done that. I have done that. Anything else I can answer Alaska wise for you guys, or build wise, or chicken wise, or any of that fun stuff? Weather wise, anything we're going to get from this point forward is probably going to be rain. Uh, I might have mentioned we had snow in the forecast that kind of fizzled. Our temperatures for the next week are running in the 50s, which is awesome. But when we hit that first day of 60, it's going to be even better. And what else? It's pretty much it weather wise. Nothing going on. We're at that time of the year where we're in the transition. So we could get really dry really quick, or we could have a rainy summer. I'm hoping for the opposite. I'm hoping for a drier summer, a little bit of rain in the spring, and then a dry summer. The leaves haven't started to pop yet. Well, they've just started to pop their leaves out, but it's still pretty barren as far as that goes. Spring is quite a bit late here in Alaska compared to everywhere else. See, she's Superwoman. That's what I was talking about, Jim or Jerry. That's what I'm talking about. She made you fajitas with the broken toe. Hey, not at all. Honestly, if you guys have any questions, um, and you think about them after we're done talking, feel free to shoot an email to me. The email link is down below in my bio, or is it on my YouTube page in my bio? But yeah, send me an email. I'm more than happy to give you any information I can, or point you in the direction of somebody who will have that information. It's a big move. It's a huge deal, and it should be fun. It should be easy. It should not be difficult at all for you. Chickens. I've made the decision to get some chickens for meat. What breed? Well, if you're going to get a meat bird, I couldn't tell you because I don't have meat birds yet. They're a totally different bird. Basically, from chick to processing in about 8 to 10 weeks. And at the end, they're not a really healthy bird. So I'm not a great person on that, but I will tell you that you should check out a YouTube channel called Hickory Croft Homestead. And if one of the mods could put that in the link, Kathy, if you could pull that up real quick, because they do meat birds as well. The Macs also do meat birds. That's another great YouTube channel for homesteading, basically doing stuff on your own. The Macs the Macs and Hickory Croft are two of the biggest real homesteading geared channels that I follow on a regular basis, and they could give you that information. I do dual purpose birds, which are eggs and meat. So they don't lay the most eggs and they don't have the most meat, but they can be used for both. JD, are we going to be able to go on any fishing trips this summer? I'll tell you what, man, if you're going to be up here, we will. We'll have to definitely figure out a way to do it. By all means. If you're here in July, we'll just go drop our toes in the river, man. We'll just catch sockeye salmon all day long. Bring them back over to camp and throw them on a campfire and grill some fresh salmon right from the river. Oh, that sounds yummy. You are. Jerry is 911. He needs a hat that says that. Northern Girl Hobbies. What do I use to heat the water for the coop? Alex insists on heating the whole thing. I don't heat the water for the coop. I take them fresh water out in the morning before I go to work. And then when I come home and it's frozen solid, I take them fresh water out again when I come home. So during the winter when it freezes, they have water that's thawed, and their beak can break it for as long as it stays thawed. And then I just make sure I check it twice a day. I'm not going to try and heat the coop, and I'm not going to try and heat the water. It's a losing proposition for me in winter. And it worked well. The chickens did fantastic. Apartment River. Have I eaten at Veronica's in Kenai? I have not. But there's a lot of restaurants I haven't eaten at here. I don't go out that often. If I'm going to go to a restaurant, I'm going to go to the place that I generally feel most comfortable at. And if I'm going to go to a nicer restaurant, it's generally going to be with a date, and I don't really date that much right now. I've been a little busy, so. But I will check it out. I don't know what kind of food they do. It sounds familiar, though. Amy's back. Welcome back, Amy. How's the weather in late June? It's going to be warmer, so we'll probably have some 70-degree days. And it could be anything. It could be, on the Kenai Peninsula, it could be rain. rain in 60s, or it could be rain in 70s, or it could be nice and 70s and 80s. It just doesn't make up its mind, and we won't really know till we get closer to it. I can have a forecast that guarantees snow tomorrow and change in 3 hours that guarantees 70 degrees. It's crazy the way the weather changes up here. Thank you, Kathy. There's my email for anybody who's got any questions, just wants to get in touch. Feel free to shoot me off a message. I do try to answer every one of them, and thanks to Rich, I make sure that I check my spam every time now to see if the email got sent there, because when Rich emailed me, his went to spam. I had to catch it out. I check it pretty much daily now. Do I do any hunting? And you're at 53 degrees today. I hunt with a camera now. I don't shoot anything I won't eat, and everything here is too big for me to feel comfortable harvesting and not utilizing the whole animal. And I'm not going to shoot. I'm not going to hunt for other people. When I get things situated with the cabin and I get freezers and a pantry and all that stuff built up, then I'll look at it again, because I'll be able to store it better that way. But right now, no. Can I confirm? But I saw something that looked awfully like a mosquito yesterday. At the end of my video from Friday, there was a thing that said "they're back," and on my sweatshirt was the first mosquito I saw of the year. After a 15-minute power outage this morning, the Family Dollar card reader stopped working. Couldn't find Wi-Fi. Do I guess have internet issues like that in the stores? Yeah, occasionally, but not much. Most of Alaska's infrastructure, it seems like, was built on the backbone, the modern stuff, on the backbone of wireless, because obviously it's pretty difficult to run wires everywhere here. So I work at a grocery store, and I think since 2013, I've only seen that happen once, and it was for a very short period of time. Yep, meat bird. You have Buff Orpingtons. Nice. Deep fried mosquito. Alaska Prepper. Welcome. Glad you could join. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I know, Amy. I will get you this year. Promise. I promise I will get you this year. It will happen. Because I am going to fish. Definitely fish. Yeah, and for you guys that aren't familiar, here's a great chance to find out about the Broussards and about Sean at North Shore Preparedness. Lately, he's been going live on Mondays, and he's interviewing other YouTubers, and he did so with me, and we're going to probably wind it up after this because we're getting close to the end. Tomorrow night, he's going to be with the Broussards from Broussard Family Homestead. And you'll get a chance to get introduced to Amy and Brett, and they're just awesome people. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And if you're not familiar with Sean, you can check him out as well. He's a character. He's a hoot. It's my brother in Canada. So check him out by all means. Great channels, great channels. Tink, good to see you. We're winding down. We are almost out of here, guys. All right, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. Get all the way down to the bottom. Thank you guys very much for joining me, as always. It is greatly appreciated. Like I said, if you have not already done so, you probably want to hit that notification bell for all and pay attention, because I need to learn how to do 2 videos a week. And I'm not saying anything, but it's quite possible that might happen Tuesday. And if it does, and you see it, you will see the first nail actually hitting something, possibly wood-shaped, here at the project. Thank you guys very much for joining me. As always, have a fantastic week. I appreciate the heck out of you. Talk to you guys later. I'm out of here.